Hi, welcome back to the Farming Sims channel. I'm on East Vineland, New Jersey on our dedicated multiplayer server. We've taken on the supply chain crisis challenge, and that means we can only purchase new items, new equipment and supplies in August each year. For the rest of the year, we are restricted with what we have, the supplies we have, but we do have access to the second-hand store, purchasing from other farmers, and obviously our own supplies that we can create. This is the third year on the server. Last year, the farm manager's role was done by Farmer Murphy, who has done an amazing job. The farm manager's role is primarily to make decisions in August, what purchases we need to make for the next year, and general decisions that need to be made throughout the year. In August, when we started our third year, we decided that myself and Farmer Murphy would share the role in this third year. We had made such good progress during the first 2 years, we were kind of surprised at where we've ended up. The three objectives of the supply chain crisis challenge is, one, to be self-sufficient, and during Murphy's reign, he's completed that for us, so that we are now self-sufficient. The last production of seed was put in by Murphy, which meant that we can now produce seed, fertilizer, and lime. We can also produce our own diesel as well, because we could only buy diesel in August via IBCs, which we did in the first year, but we basically had that up and running for a little while now. So this is fairly early into year 3. Obviously, we made our purchases in August. We're currently in October. So if we just quickly have a look at the map, we should probably look at the crop calendar first, actually. So in October, it's seeding wheat and barley. We've just finished the canola seeding window, or the first one anyway. Both of those have a March seeding window as well, which is custom to this map. We've moved into harvest season for canola, corn, sunflowers, soybeans, potatoes finished last month, sugar beets, and cotton. Cotton in particular for the township, who have recently purchased a cotton harvester for their spinnery and their tailor to create clothing. In the first 2 years, we were supplying the township with our wool, but now they have the ability to make their own cotton, and we'll have a look at that a little bit later. But it's a really busy time of the year, October, and in the first few days of the month, we've gotten through a lot of the harvests that were available to us. I only have the crops selected that are available this month, and we have a contract for soybeans up north, and we also have a contract for field 81, top right hand corner, for canola. So those two fields up north that are ready to harvest now, we have contracts waiting on them, and the township has a contract of the cotton field in the middle of the map there, 98, which is this one here, and they have a contract there, I believe, for the cotton. The remaining fields, if we look at the dark green fields, will be ready next month in the second wave. So our own fields over here at the farm, you'll see that this corn will be ready next month, and our corn up north will be ready next month, along with a couple of canola fields here, and I believe a canola field here. We also have our own canola field down south here, which will be ready, and we have our sugar beets field, which will be ready next month as well. We did a lot of sugar beets already this month with large contracts on field 113 and 110, I believe, 118. So there was some really big sugar beets fields down here, which we've already done contracts on. So we do have just about everything under control at the moment. We've got a little bit of work to do next month, and then we'll be into winter, so where it'll really quieten down. But we've got a couple of contracts here to harvest, and some animal care, and we'll be pretty much done for the month. I will take the time to just flick back to this one for a moment. All of the fields that are cultivated have been harvested recently in the last couple of months in this harvest season. Some fields have already been planted, and if I go back to switch on, for example, wheat, barley in particular, you'll see that that there are a number of fields that are already started to be planted now for next year. Moving down to, we've discussed that. The weather is good. We are in autumn, fall. So the weather is pretty good at the moment. I would imagine as we come into end of November, it will really start to get a little colder. Our prices and what is sitting in our bins are shown here. We've been focusing on pig food production ourselves this year, and so we have barley, sorghum, and potatoes all in stock. We were waiting on the soybeans this month, and all of the soybeans that we have harvested this month have already gone into the production and are being used. This is excess that we have of those three crop types, but we will be using it for pig food. Let's jump down to contracts and just make sure nothing has popped up in the contracts. No, so we have a baling contract which is underway. The grass fields are also ready this month, and we've just had two harvest contracts which came in the window just recently, and they've been accepted, ready to go. Let's take a quick look around. Well, I actually have to do some animal work. In particular, I need to sell our sheep, and I don't have a need for pigs this month. We haven't had any newborn. We won't have newborn pigs next month, so I don't need to make space for any newborns there. But what I will do is come down to the farmyard and give you a quick update on where we're at with our equipment. So I'll just pull up here. So this is our potato storage, which we put in on year one, and we currently have something like 97,000 litres of. We have a small seed production that Murphy put in last year, and that's turning our excess barley into seed for us. And he also put in this premium potato production, where we make French fries and premium potatoes. But we've also started this year making pig food, potato pig food with it as well. Um, and that's punching out some pig food as we speak now that the soybeans are in. So all the soybeans have gone into that production, and we currently have 43,000 litres of pig food that's already been created and has been placed in the storage bin here. We also have our excess barley here, 32,000, and our excess sorghum here, almost 20,000. So equipment-wise, well, the truck is fairly new, and trailer. These hold 20,000 litres each, so that's a 40,000 litre capacity. Just recently in this year, we picked up a new 70,000 litre trailer, which is really helpful. We bought that for the sugar beets in particular. We did a 1,000,000 litre sugar beet contract on the big field 113 with this little thing here. But we have a new seeder as well. This is in-game modded Solitaire 12 by Mac Trucker, and it seeds and plants. It also runs a little bit faster than your average seeder, so it's very handy to have that upgraded seeder planter. This is also a modded field roller, power roll. It can be switched between a field roller and a mulcher. Take it up to the garage up there and the workshop, and you can switch the rollers over, which is also extremely handy. We had this trailer last year. This is the TARDIS M medium, so it's not the Unreal version. It is in rock formation at the moment, or it's also good to transport feed for the pigs with the 20,000 litre setup instead of the 30,000 litre setup. You don't need the high walls on it. We also picked up an EcoTill 2500 8-meter plow. We were running 2 smaller plows last year, but we've been able to upgrade to the Case EcoTill. Just quickly up here, we have a seed barrel, seed boxes here that have got 5,000 seed in each, just for storage, and a seed tender. It's a little auger that we can use for the seed, or small amounts of crops coming out of the bins as well. It's handy for. This is our little portable diesel fuel tank that with a 3-point hitch that we can take out to the fields with us when we're doing a lot of work, like very long contracts or long time out in the field where you might run three harvests at once, sort of thing. We're using this primarily now as our lime spreader, 7,000 litres. It was used for both at first, but it's really good for the lime. And this is a 4,000 litre Amazon modded spreader that we're using for fertilizer. But both can be used for both. You can switch them around. 4,000 litres seems good enough for the fertilizer, and 7,000 litres seems fairly good for most fields. You need to come back and sort of do a refill on the 7,000, but a single refill will usually get you most of the way around. This is our harvester. Murphy did get rid of some of our equipment last year, some of our older tractors, and our second harvester. We don't have as many players on the farm at the moment, So we could scale down our equipment a little. Next month the corn will be ready, and so the canola will be ready. This is next year's canola that's already been put into the ground. We'll jump back in the truck here quickly, and we will go and pick up the sheep, but I will be able to take you around to a couple of other places on the map that we have improved, made purchases for, and I can also just fill you in with some extra information about how this is running this year. So the second objective is to own all of the productions on the map, and we're a good ways into that. There are only a couple of productions left, so we're very close on that. And then the third objective is that we need to own all 4 custom animal pens that Mac Trucker has put on the map. And we started with 3 of them, the sheep and the pigs and the chickens. But just recently, this August, we were able to put in the cow barn, which is the 4th animal pen. So that objective is now completed. Let me just quickly pick up 50 sheep here. I am picking up youngsters, so I'll pick up the 175s, and the maximum number is 25. Yep, so move them to the trailer. And I need another 25 youngsters, so let me check these ones out. Do these have 20? These have 25 as well. We'll take these youngsters as well. They're both they're not mature sheep yet. And the reason why I'm getting rid of the youngsters is we want a higher rate of wool production. And by getting rid of the youngsters and keeping more adults, we'll make we'll be able to get a higher production of wool. So we'll just sneak through here. Do we need a refuel or a repair? It does need a repair. So the rule is that every time we're using a piece of equipment, if you repair it early, it does actually cost less. But I've changed my mind. I'll do that sort of thing later on. So what we're going to do is take these down to the animal dealer and sell our 50 sheep. But as we turn left here, you'll notice that there's a grass field to our left. That's a newly purchased field. And our cow barn is there, which is also newly put in a couple of months ago. So on the way back, we need to pick up this month's purchases of the dairy cows, and we'll bring them back on the way back as well, because we need to stock up on cows. We're going to use the same principle that we used when we first started with the other animals, and we'll buy 10% of what the pen can hold. That pen can hold 250, so we'll purchase 25 cows each month until we hit halfway. So it can hold 250, So we'll do 5 months of 25 cows, and then when they reproduce, we will be able to have enough room in the pen, in the barn for the five births over that 5 month period when they're ready. It's a fairly big change compared to where we started from to where we are now. And you may be wondering how we may have afforded the number of upgrades on our equipment, along with a number of animal pen, the cow pen that we purchased. Oh, missed the turn off there. As well as productions that we've purchased as well. And we've been fairly fortunate. Just let me select these and sell them, and I'll come back to that in a second. So what I need to do is select each of these and sell, and do the same again. And now we're running Holsteins, and we're taking the heifers. We're not taking the full adults at 18 months. We'll take the they're still mature. Their age is 12 months. They're almost ready for they're almost adults. They're 6 months until they are actually adults and start their gestation period, which is 10 months. So we've got 6 months until they are actually adults. So I'll purchase 25 of those. And we're good to go. In previous months, we've been selling the adult sheep and the adult pigs, which we make a lot more profit on when we sell the adults. Just recently, we're just trying to hold on to our adults a little bit longer on both the pigs and the sheep. So every now and then we'll have a quiet month like this month, and then next month we'll alternate them. Instead of every month selling adults, we alternate them so that every second month we get a good profit on those months. A couple of months ago we sold about $75,000 worth of animals, whereas this month it's a quiet month. Yeah, so what I was saying was the township is running so well now, and our farm has completed now a number of the objectives. People are moving back into the town, and along with that, the town is becoming profitable again. And what we didn't have available to us when we first started was the banks had closed down. And this year, the bank has returned to the town, and so we now have banking services. And they were willing to give us a loan. And it's the first, we were not allowed to take a loan when we first started in the town, because there wasn't, the banking services had closed down. They've basically gone broke. But a new bank has opened up, and they are willing to give us a loan. So that explains how we could afford the land here, $500,000, plus the cow barn, another $500,000. We've also put in a Solo King stationary TMR mixer there. We have manure to fertilizer production, and down the end there is the manure bunker right next to it. That there is the milk storage area. That is not the drop-off point for the cows. the drop-off point for the cows is actually around this side. I believe. Oh, no, it's not. I think I'll mess that up, haven't I? That's the slurry side. There is a door on the other side. Sorry, I'm a little new to using this barn. It is a custom barn. In new farmer mode, it actually has a pasture area to the right there, and I believe it was 500 head of cows that you could put in there. But as we're not playing new farmer mode, this is the version of the pen that, there we go. So what I'll do is select, the 25 that's in the, and move them to the husbandry. And now, as you can see, there's 3 sets of 25 in there for the last 3 months. They are producing milk, even though they're not full adults yet. Just come over here and we'll see that they've already produced almost 12,000 litres of milk, 8,000 slurry. We've got plenty of straw in there, 15,000 straw and 44,000 litres of feed. I'll just have a quick look around here for you. We've actually produced 160,000 litres of TMR ready for this year's load of cows. We also have some storage space here for our bales, and we've already converted manure from the pigs and some here from the cows, 40,000 litres of fertiliser. Now the reason why we put the second production in, we already had slurry fertiliser production in on the first year. We put the manure one in as well because we have had a request from local towns to supply them with fertiliser, lime and seed. So we do have the ability to sell some to the local towns which don't have their own production yet. And we have more than enough for ourselves. So the township does have a contract with other local towns close by that we're supplying them with fertiliser, seed and lime, any excess that we have. So that's the animals done. I'll just bring the truck back around the back here. We have some hay down here down the back for the sheep. They're oversized bales. The map has custom bale sizes, so I think the hay is around about 18,000 litres on those 180 bales. The straw I think is 22,000. Let's have a quick look. Are these hay or grass? They're hay, right? Hay, yeah, 18,000 litres. So there's 54,000 litres of hay sitting there just in those 3 bales. We have an excess of silage at the moment, and we will be selling some of that this year.